That time of the year, folks, you're getting ready for those summer rentals. You want to go down to the beach. Steve Wiseman is in the studio today, and he's going to talk about scammers and really how thousands of dollars, Steve, are just taken from people unsuspectingly in a way. It's a nationwide problem here, huh?
Worldwide problem.
Worldwide. There you go. Yeah.
And the bad guys are very, very organized. You have the smaller scale, like people going on to Craigslist, and you see a really good listing, and it should be a really good listing because the bad guys have just copied a legitimate listing. And you contact them. You need to send them some money. Often, they may be out of the country. You need to wire the money out of the country, which always is a red flag. But you send that money for a deposit, and bam, you've got nothing. And there are people, there's a house that's famous for this down in Provincetown. They have a sign on the door, "You got scammed, we're not renting it."
Can a homeowner do anything there? Like, how do you prevent that? How do you spot it as maybe somebody looking for that rental?
Well, the homeowner, they're just going to keep getting nailed with this. But what you do is, if you're renting it, real easy now. Everything's online.
Yeah.
Tax assessor's office. You go online to the tax assessor's office, and when the name of the person you're sending the money to doesn't match who appears to be the owner of the property, you're good.
That should send some sort of signal to you at some point, like, wait a second. So, with summer rentals coming up now, a lot of people trying to book them to get down to the shore. Is there anything standing out with those specifically, or anything that somebody should look out for? Airbnb, anything like that?
Airbnb. There's a part of the internet called the dark web.
Okay.
And this is where the criminals buy and sell things. So the really sophisticated criminals, Interpol once said there are only about 100 cyber criminal geniuses. What they do is they create stuff and they lease it. And one of the things that they are leasing is a scam for Airbnb with a phony Airbnb listing. So there are phony Airbnb listings. They've copied. They get that on the site. Person looks like a legitimate Airbnb listing. You answer it. Maybe you ask for some information. You get an email from them with a link back to Airbnb, except the link is to a phony Airbnb website that looks legitimate. You wire the money again, and bam, you're out. So the key here is you got to be sure that you're on the real Airbnb website. So you never go to it from a click and a link. You always go directly yourself and make sure, and then you never wire money. You always use PayPal, credit card, something you can get back. Whenever you're asked to wire money, that's the scammer saying, give it to me forever.
Yeah, there's no way to really get this back, huh? Because there's so many people, like you were saying, it's a worldwide problem. How many people are just waiting in line to get back that money, and it's never going to come?
Never comes.
Yeah.
Well, Western Union actually had to refund some because Western Union, biggest place for wiring money, they were not a willing participant, but they turned the other way. Somebody comes in, oh, I got to wire some money to my son who's in trouble in Mexico, or something that sounds like your regular grandparent scam. And Western Union said, here you go. So they actually now have to train their personnel and to help out people who come in there looking for it.
Well, Steve, informative, it's sort of things that the viewers at home can really take advantage of. Steve Wiseman, thank you very much, sir.
Good
This was a pleasure. And